am 1 minute late. I'm so sorry. We will get these lights on. I was putting down sod in the backyard. It's the kind of thing that you have to do quickly while the grass is still alive and all. So that's what I was up to. I got poison ivy like you wouldn't believe. Nothing has changed in this room except that a few things got brought in from the car. A little bit more organized in the camping section. And that's about it. That's the only thing that's changed this week. We got a few new books, I guess. But hey, somebody's here. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the studio. Welcome to the year of the studio. I'm Nicholas Barnett, and this is my studio. And we work on random things. And yeah, this is a place to see what I'm working on, or at least see some of the things I'm working on, and eventually the things I've finished. So first things first. We got this project going on. So we got this mallet we're still making. One of these days, off camera, I'm gonna chop a little bit more material off of this side. But for right now, we're gonna smooth this part up a bit today. That's the main thing we're gonna do today. We might do a little bit more than that. We'll see. We'll see what we have time for. So, yeah. Hey, Carol Lee, I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Welcome to the studio. We're gonna do a lot of the normal stuff. Nothing too fancy or special that I know of today. I got a lot going on in my life right now, though. We went and saw a house. I'll talk while I work. How's that sound? We went and saw a house last Thursday, and that was pretty cool. It was really exciting. It was a very cool house. I mean, we would love to be able to buy something like that. But the truth of the matter is, which way was the end? Which way was I pulling it toward? Was I pulling it toward the point? I think I was. That's my theory. Anyway, we'll find out once I do it and it messes it up. But yeah, so last week on Thursday was a crazy day. Hey, Mom's here. Hey, Mom. On Thursday, we went and saw a house. It was an awesome house. It was on 4 acres in the woods. Its own, it's a holler, and it's got 3 different creeks on those 4 acres. It had a chicken coop. It had a shop. It had room for up to easily 4 bedrooms for kids. I mean, it was really nice. I instantly think I'm going the wrong direction. Yeah. It was really cool. Really, really cool. And but also definitely not in our price range. It was everything we want. I mean, it had a baseball field out front where we could have youth group stuff, and the front acre is a little baseball lot. Yeah, let me turn this so you can see what I'm doing. Corinne's at picture night tonight. What's picture night? I've never heard of that. Is that like picture day at school, except it's after school for some reason? But yeah, so really cool house. I mean, it'd be awesome if we got a place like that. If basically any place with enough room, I want to build an Airbnb on it and host people, because I just think that'd be an awesome thing to do. I think that'd be a great way to make money. And if we get enough, and around here, the property taxes in Texas are high enough that it doesn't really make sense to own an acreage unless you're making money off of that acreage. I think, anyway. I don't think it's super responsible to own an acreage that isn't making you money. And so, but an Airbnb or a little bed and breakfast or something, to me, that would be one of my favorite ways to make money off of a property is hosting people. So, and and there'd be some great spots on that property to build little Airbnbs that are like tucked into the. Oh, okay, cool for her dance. She's doing pictures for the dance. That's awesome. Or for her dance. I assume she's in like ballet or something like that. Or some kind of dance. I don't know if it's ballet. Cool. Very cool. Very, very cool. But yeah, something like that would be really cool because put a little cute little bridge that isn't too expensive to replace if it gets washed out in a storm over the little creek, and then have a couple little tiny Airbnbs in the back. Oh, it'd just be so adorable. It'd be so adorable. And they'd still be close enough to the house that we could take care of them and take care of whatever their needs were, you know, if anything came up. What is the deal with this section? What am I doing wrong? I'm doing something wrong. But yeah, it'd be really cool. I'd love it. It's got a fenced-in backyard for the dog as well, which would be awesome. It's got both a garage workshop, like for a car, and a wood workshop. So that's really cool. It's also got a greenhouse. Yeah, it's got basically everything you could want. Chicken coop. Did I mention the chicken coop? I probably did. Not a huge house. Totally a manageable size of house. Sometimes those ones that have a few acres, the house is just so big. It's like, what would you even want? Like, even if you had a big family, it wouldn't be weird. But this is totally, I think, a pretty reasonable size especially for a big family or a medium-sized family, maybe. But really, really cool place, and the guy that owns it is super cool too. He doesn't want to sell it to like some subdivision or whatever, or some developer. He wants to sell it to like somebody that's actually going to use it as a family or whatever. He wants it to, you know. A lot of people buy things around here just to make money off of them, you know, and they don't really buy land in order to love it, you know. And so he's looking for somebody that's really going to appreciate it and treat the land right. We'd be perfect candidates for that, based on our current situation. Like at this apartment, the landlord doesn't even know that we've really like improved his lot so much. But oh yeah, I have poison ivy. That's what that itching was right there. I shouldn't itch it. I'm trying not to itch it, but man, I got poison ivy, something fierce. Look at my hands. I don't know if you can really tell if it's really focusing, but I mean, they're just covered in bumps and such. Both hands. It's almost hard to tell because I've also got so much dirt from what I do from working, but there's just tons and tons of it. So. Yeah, really cool place. But the reality is he's an older man. Well, the reality is that we can't get a big enough loan from the bank, it seems like, to be able to buy a house at all. So, let alone a nice place like this one. And so it realistically probably isn't in our price range, even though it's super affordable. I mean, he's really being kind. Whoever gets it will definitely be receiving a huge blessing in that sense, in terms of it just being a good deal. And he's not really selling it through a realtor, but there's a few realtors that have been trying to sell it, but he doesn't really want to give them commission, I don't think. But the main thing is too, like, for us, because we can't really get a big enough loan with the bank, we kind of need to do something owner finance type of thing. And so, but he's an older fella, and he's like, well, yeah, I could do owner finance with you, but if I did, I might die before you pay me for the whole house, so it wouldn't really make sense. He's like, I'm an old man. I don't know if I'm gonna have my next heart attack, this week, and then that owner finance is all wasted. So he's like, I kind of need my money now. I can't really afford to, get paid a little bit at a time for something I'm not. So I was like, oh, fair enough. That's the reality of it. That's the nature of the game. But yeah, if we could have convinced him to do an owner finance, we totally could have afforded to get that place. And the reality is, I think with our current strategy, we probably would have got it paid off like years ahead of schedule, so. Assuming that there's not like something terrible, like one of us dying or cancer or something like that, because that's always an option, but it's never the option you hope for, obviously. But that's kind of the bet. That he and we would have been taking. I almost feel like, let's see what it looks like if I put you over here instead. It doesn't look very good. The lighting's pretty bad. I just don't want you to have to be wobbling so much. So maybe I'll put you on that side. Swing this cord back around. Plug you back in. And then put these lights. These lights are super bright. They're like something like 10,000 lumens each or something. We can put this one here. And this one here. Yeah, how's that? Is that good? I don't know if that's really good though, actually. Let's see about putting one over here. And then one over here. That's a little bit better, I think. It's not quite as good for my working space, but it is, I think, better for in terms of what you can see. So. I just finished a run, so I'm in my running shorts and my work shirt, which is they're both all sweaty. Yeah, really cool place. And that day at work, I worked in a bunch of poison ivy. That's when I got the poison ivy. Yeah, well, I can still see fine. I just can't see as well as I could. It's not like it's that much. I still have the light, light above me and everything. But yeah, so we were on a high. I mean, it was an awesome house to see. It was beautiful, wonderful. It's nice because we get to like spend some time dreaming, dreaming about what kind of house we'd like to have and what we'd like to do if we had some property and if we had a house like this. What all would we do with it? And the reality is, I don't need a house when I get old. I need a house now when I have kids. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense to like, oh yeah, you know, save up for a bigger, better house someday. Well, I don't want a bigger, better house someday. Now is when I'm gonna have the kids. Now is when I need the house. I can pay it back later. Now is when I need it. This is the stage of life when the house is important. The next stage of life after the kids, like, then who gives a damn what you live? I mean, who cares what you live in? So, but anyway, that's just my thinking, and we're hoping to make something happen this year, hopefully. And so the start is to start sharing dreams about it, and and that means going to houses and seeing what realtors have to say, and talking to the bank and seeing what the bank has to say, and trying to bring all these different things together. So that's what we're doing, and it's cool. I like my current job because, well, I like what I'm doing, and I love the people that I'm doing it with, the people my coworkers and all. And but if I'm gonna have a big family, and if I'm gonna afford land like that, I really do need to be making more money. And so I'm thinking, or when I think about, okay, what kind of jobs would I enjoy doing for a living, other than obviously my dream job, which is to be a writer, right? Like that's why I have this channel. That's why I have Patreon. Like, obviously that's the dream, is to make money as a writer. But until that dream is a reality, and while there's still kids that need to be fed, well, what can I do in the meantime that would make enough money to pay for the lifestyle I hope for? And so I've often thought, like, oh, being a realtor would be a really cool job. Well, today there was a lady who's coming by. She was telling us about her house, and she was like, "Hey," and I said something about, or no, she said something about she's a realtor, and I said, "Oh, well, I'd like to be a realtor," and she was like, "Oh, I can teach you." She's like, I like helping people become realtors. I like that. And so I was like, oh, well, she gave me her business card or whatever. So I might look into that. We'll see if that goes anywhere. Might be a dead end. Might be an open door. Who knows? So. But, and she was like, well, I like making people money. And I was like, okay, fair enough. Well, as a guy who wants to raise a big family, like, making money is the thing I need to do better at in this stage of life. I haven't done good at it in the previous stage of life, but as I move into this season, I really do need to start making it a higher priority. And so, yeah, so I think I'll give her a call, and I'd like to shadow with her a little bit to see what her life is like, because I don't really want to put a lot of that time and energy into pursuing becoming one if like it's not actually a lifestyle I could appreciate, like if you know what I mean. So, and I've thought of 2 names for my real estate company, if I have one. either Barnett Building and Loan or Old Tree Real Estate. The Old Tree one is good because it kind of lets people know what I'm about. Because I think way too many people are irresponsible with their trees, and they tear down a perfectly good tree just to build a house there when they could have kept the tree and the house. And so I don't want to sell any houses that only have new trees. I want to sell houses that have houses I can be proud of. I don't want to sell houses that I'm not proud to sell. You know what I mean? So and a lot of these brand new houses, I mean, they look expensive, but they look like trash. I mean, so I'd rather sell houses I can be proud of. That's my idea anyway. Or the nice thing about Barnett Building and Loan is, first of all, that gives me more variety of what to use the company for. But also it reminds me of like kind of where I fell in love with the dream of helping people get their dream homes was the old movie what's it called? It's a Wonderful Life. So that's like, if I were to become a realtor, that movie would be my inspiration. And so yeah. So I think that'd be a cool name too. I don't know which one I necessarily like more. I mean, the one definitely has a better ring to it, but the other one is a little bit more clear about my purpose, you know. Unless, of course, you recognize the name from the movie, obviously. But I don't know how many people really watch that movie nowadays. I feel like it's a pretty old movie, and people don't even hardly like to watch old movies anymore, it seems like. Which name do you guys like more? Old Tree Real Estate or Barnett Building and Loan? If you remember in the movie, it's Bailey Building and Loan is the name of the company. But my last name is not Bailey. My last name is Barnett. So. Barnett Building and Loan, she says. I sure do like it. I think it's a pretty good name. Hopefully I'm not crazy for thinking that. But I have at least one other person's vote. Erica likes that name too. I should be clear. Have you seen the movie It's a Wonderful Life? He says I do too. Have you seen the movie It's a Wonderful Life? Or am I the only person who watches that movie anymore? I try to watch it every year if I can. It's such a good movie. Mom says she has. Mom, which one do you think is a better name? Barnett Building and Loan or Old Tree Real Estate? That was some very good stuff. Well, Carolee, I would recommend it. I watch it every Christmas Eve, if I can. I try to anyway. So, it's such a good movie. It's a good Christmas movie. And it's not like it's super good. It's about a guy who wishes he was never born, and he gets granted his wish, and he gets to see what the world would be like without him. And he realizes, oh, yeah, the world, my life would suck if I didn't exist. Which, you know, that's kind of true about most people. Or at least a lot of people. It makes me think of that old country song. Every one of us is here because two people fell in love. There's something beautiful about that. Not necessarily saying that their love lasted forever, but it's at least the reason why. Every good thing that happens because somewhere down the chain of cause and effect, two people fell in love. All the good things that humans do, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of bad things too, but all the good things, I think because two people fell in love. Oh, the question about names. Mom wants me to repeat it. I said, if I became a real estate agent, should I call it Old Trees Real Estate, or should I call it Barnett Building and Loans? Those are the two names I like the most. This poor table. someday I'll update the legs so it's not so shaky. But I gotta finish one project at a time. Well, Mom says old trees, so we got one vote for each. Very fun, yeah. And so the journey to decide continues. Erica seems to like both of them too. Yeah, we'll just have to see. We'll have to wait and see. Well, yeah. But then we got home. Oh, wait, what she say? But I'd say just to be an agent, don't have your own company out of the gate. Oh yeah, probably not. There's much to learn. Yeah, no doubt. So, but that's why I met this lady today that wants to teach me. So we'll see where it goes. Might be an open door, might be a closed butt. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I can work as a real estate agent for 5 or 10 years and then learn how to run my own company and do it independently. Nice. And then, we'll see where that goes. But then when we got home, so that was all good news. That was all fun and games. Bunch of dreaming, about the future and all that jazz. Well, then when we got home, the warden, or what's it called? The Texas State or Texas something. It's kind of police officer that they only have here in Texas. Or at least I think so. I don't know. It's a Wonderful Life showed how many good things would not have happened for people if he had never been born. Real estate work is a great idea. Yeah, I think so. But when we got home, I can't remember what kind of police officer he is, but anyway, a police officer had been snooping around our place all day, looking at my car, and was pretty ticked and gave us a warning, even though this isn't our property, but they gave the warning to us, not our landlords. And yeah, it's a bunch of things that aren't true. It's a junk pile, which it wasn't a junk pile. It was organized and up on shelves and stuff, but it is scrap metal, so fair enough. So we removed that, and then something about parking on the lawn, which it's not parking on the lawn. It was parked on the parking space that's in my lease. So that's not true. And then the other thing is it said that the vehicle had 10 days to be registered and operable. Well, it's not illegal to own an inoperable vehicle. It's not Ranger. It's something else. It starts with a W. But um, yeah. So that's a thing, and I can't get it registered. That's not one of my options. So I just had to get rid of it. So it's gone. Got rid of the Honda Accord Suburban thing. Might take that up as a project again in the future, but at least for now, it's gone until further notice. So that project is put on hiatus. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe I get to work on it again someday, but at least for now, it's gone. So that was cool. Not. Uh, that was not cool. That really sucked. But yeah, so we still need to talk to our landlord and find out what the rules are about having project vehicles, whether or not we're allowed to have a project vehicle parked here or not. Because really, that's all it is. It's a project vehicle. Well, any project vehicle is in like a state of you know unfinishedness. So yeah, anyway, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Hopefully, us removing all those things is enough to satisfy the law. But we need to get in contact with them and make sure that that's good enough for them. Because I ain't trying to make trouble. I'm just trying to make it right. So we'll figure something out. Hopefully we can find whatever common ground we need to with the police and stuff. So yeah, and then yeah, but yeah, that really sucks having to get rid of all that stuff. But we'll see. We'll see. Life's not fair. Hopefully I can find somewhere I can work on it in secret and get everything working so that we can get it registered. Because once everything's working, there's no reason why I can't get it registered. So should be able to find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. It's just a matter of finding it. So we'll see. We'll see what we have to do. But for now, it's gone. Hopefully not forever, but potentially forever. So yeah, that was kind of how the week ended last week. Then Erica preached for Sabbath, and I got to help her with Sabbath school. We did a question and answer session, which was real fun with the kids, the youth of the church. And they had a blast, and we had a blast. There weren't very many of them because There were a couple other events going on this week, so a lot of the kids were away for those, but there were still a couple people. And some of the kids were kids I've never seen before, that haven't been to that Sabbath school before. So it was kind of cool to get to talk to them. Get to connect with somebody you don't expect to connect with. Didn't realize, meeting people you didn't realize you were going to meet. So that's always exciting. This side is actually pretty smooth other than this kind of ruffles and stuff. But this is because there's a knot, and so there's not really a way for me to smooth it out very effectively with this. I kind of need to sand it in order to really get it very smooth in this section. I'll give it a good shot, but I can see that I'm not making good success for the most part. See? It just catches the knife too much. So that's all there is to it. But a lot of this can be smoothed out though. Got a sliver. And honestly, I don't mind it if I end up having to register it as an off-road vehicle, and it's just not allowed on the road anymore. It just means I would have to make enough money to buy a truck and a trailer and start hauling it around that way if I want to use it. But really, the only uses for it that I have right now is the Halloween car show, and that's about it. The Halloween car show, and maybe I'll do some Wasteland event or something like that. See what Wastelanders are in Texas or something. Maybe do a get together at some point. But at least for now, it's pretty much just the Halloween car show. Well, I don't need to drive to the Halloween car show. I can trailer it over there and park it. So, which is fine. So it doesn't need to be in driving shape, especially since we're hoping to buy a daily driver for me this soon. So then I'll have a daily driver, which will be good. So, yep, that's the plan. That's the plan, Stan. It's pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. Let's do this side now. This side is not pretty smooth. So, yeah, it was an interesting weekend. And then we had potluck. It was our first potluck where we really got to contribute and bring our own food, and we brought a nice dish. And we were there just late enough that we didn't put it in the right place, so it wasn't with all the other pasta dishes. It was next to the salads, and so it didn't get eaten as much. But I think it's just because we were late in its placement, you know. But food was so good. There's so many, you know, I don't want to say different ethnicities or whatever, but there's a lot of variety in the Sabbath school. Different places people are from and different lifestyles and stuff. And so there's a lot of variety in the food, and so the food was really exceptional. It's one of the things I like about that Sabbath school, even though they're all old people at my Sabbath school. There's a lot of different kinds of old people. So, it's really nice. And old people get a bad rap. People give old people too much trouble. They're just trying to live their lives like the rest of us. Yeah, I think real estate work might be a really good fit for me in a lot of ways. Not in every way, but in a lot of ways, I think it would be a really good fit for me. made a lot of progress today, actually. Looks quite a bit different, I'd say. Mom says, we've learned a thing or two from the old. Either an example of good or can learn from their mistakes. Yeah, that's true. True. All right, folks. That's all for today, I guess. Look forward to next week. As far as I know, same time, same place. I think. Good news is we're going to Alaska. So at least one, maybe two of these live streams will end up being from Alaska. We're gonna go to Anchorage. Super excited. We're gonna be up there for a week, doing helping with one of the summer camps up there. So Erica's gonna be officially volunteering as their camp pastor for a week, as one of their presenters, and I will be tagging along. That's my entire official duty, but I have a secret. I'm also going to volunteer to help. So they just don't know that yet. They don't know that they're getting a bonus. But they're paying for both of us to fly up there, so that's what we're going to do, and we're pretty excited about it, and it's going to be pretty cool. And yeah, sometime in June or July. I don't remember. But yeah, it should be really cool. I'm really excited about that. That's the biggest thing going on. That and Backroad Preacher might be coming back to life. So the Backroad Preacher YouTube channel, I have somebody that approached me about maybe restarting it. So and with some higher quality videos. So that'd be cool. So with their help. So yeah, those are the updates. Man, I'm so thankful that you guys came, that you guys are here every week. It's such a blessing to me to get to come on here and talk with you guys and kind of connect with you and work on things I don't really have an excuse to work on otherwise. Yeah, it's just good. It's good for me. I hope it's good for you guys. I'm thankful. I'm really thankful for you guys and for all your views. Thank you for all the thumbs up that you guys gave this video. Thank you for anytime you share one of these videos, if you ever have one that stands out to you that you really like. Yeah, I appreciate all the support I get, whether it's through Patreon or whatever the case may be. So yeah. Carolee says she's thankful for me too. Each and every one of you. Carolee, my mom, Corinne, everybody. The whole lot of us, yeah. Yeah. So I appreciate y'all. Yeah. I'll see you next week. Oh, I should probably do the thumbnail. Maybe I'll do it this way so you can see the workbench. One of the things that's important about thumbnails is it's important to have a face in the thumbnail because of facial recognition, people's tendency to pay more attention to faces. And then whatever's going on. In this case, it's this cool knife that I get to use every week. But you know, there's a million different things. So anyway, I love y'all. I'll see y'all next week. Mom says she loves and supports y'all. Yeah, have a great week. Enjoy and make something. I don't know. Enjoy. Love y'all. Bye.